Welcome to the StockMentor.com studios here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your stock mentor, Brian Johnson, making professional trading simple. And still not much to talk about again today. We did have a nice run up at the beginning of the day and a push down in the afternoon. But you know what? No, this isn't the big one. It's not proven it to me yet. We're still, look at this, up above this upper trend line, up above the 20 period moving average on the 60-minute chart. We're closed above it. It's not that big of a deal right now. We still need some more confirmation before we know what this is going to do. Yes, I know this afternoon I got some emails about, hey, is this it? Is this, look at that big candle. Look at that big, look at those red candles we're seeing. Well, the only reason you're all ecstatic is because we haven't seen red candles all that much. Certainly not red candles that actually go down. I mean, we've seen red candles, but they all go sideways. They don't actually go down. But while these three red candles have gone down, they don't show me anything. They're right back into support. That's exactly what they should do. So the markets are still behaving the way they should. Nothing broken from the bull side. Gotta wait for more confirmation. Breakdown below 10,500 starts to get me a little bit more, this could really break down, and I'll show you why. If we look at the daily, you can see that the 10,500 puts us kind of below here. Now, here's something else I want you to recognize and keep in mind. We went through this not too long ago. Push up, pull back. Push up, high base. Push up, G. Do these two candles look familiar? Yes, they do. They look just like these two candles back here. Now, these two candles ended up being continuation pattern, not a reversal. They were potential reversal candles, but they didn't confirm. Same is going to be true of these up here. Until it is confirmed one way or the other, we don't know what these candles really represent. Now, from an individual basis, yes, they are more bearish than they are bullish. Absolutely agree. But so are these. And I said back here, this at this point just looks like a high base formation, which is bullish. And we did resolve upwards. Now at this point, guess what? I'm not going to change my attitude about it. Now it is common, or it's not common, but I do see it quite a bit where one formation resolves up and then the next formation resolves down. I think it's the market's way of trying to fool you. But I'm not playing this until I get confirmation one way or the other. This could be potential reversal candles, so I have to be ready for a move to the downside. These could be high base formation. Why not? We just saw it back here, right? Same thing. And we have not broken the new highs like we have on the every other market in the world except ours. I mean, we're seeing it on the Russells. We're seeing it on the NASDAQ after today. We haven't seen it on the SPX. We haven't seen it on the Dow. So we'll see if they do push up and confirm what the other indices are doing. But at this stage, no reason to think they can't do that until we start to break these lower levels. That's why I'm looking at 10,500. That'll put us down below this particular trend line here. I'm really looking for a close below it. That would certainly mean maybe there's something a little bit bigger in the works. But I think if we're going to see a wave 3, we'll know it. It'll be broad-based, it'll be strong, it should blow right through these support areas without much problem in a day or two easily if it's going to be a true wave 3 down. But we don't know if that's going to happen yet. So continue to watch this. Below 10,500, above 10,600, those are my levels on the Dow going forward. NASDAQ on a 60-minute, look how it pushed up. And yes, it pulled down and everybody went, yeah, nothing. There's nothing here. Look, right back into the 20. Still up above this trend line. Absolutely nothing broken from a bull side, especially since we did manage to close above this high. So now the NASDAQ making new highs in the market. Yeah, sure, the volume's coming out, so yes, be cautious. But that's what I am. I'm cautiously bullish here. But we're still breaking the new highs. We're still closing at new highs. So what can I say? Stay bullish on this until you see confirmation of a turnaround, and that would be, for the NDX, I'd like to see it back below 1880, ultimately 1860, which breaks out of this particular trend line here. NASDAQ on a weekly, okay, it's only Tuesday, not going to worry about it right now. SPX on a 60-minute, same thing as the other ones. Move up, move back down this afternoon, but ta-da, bounce, stay right up above all this stuff. Nothing broken. This could be a bull pullback before another push to the upside, which would take us to either a retest of the highs or just above the highs. SPX on a daily, yes, these are looking kind of bearish up here with these big wicks up above. Once again, we don't know. We don't know if they're potential reversal candles. We don't know if they're continuation candles. Saw that same thing back here and it resolved up. So we'll see if we get the same thing out of this. Watch the levels. What am I looking for? Below 1130-ish, above 1150-ish. Same areas I was looking at, a few weeks back. SPX on a weekly is Tuesday. Not going to worry about that. VIX on a daily. Now the VIX coming back up, but come on, it's not convincing in any kind of way. Still no real fear entering the market here. We want to see from an option standpoint, from a fear indicator, this thing start to really spike like we saw back here a few weeks ago. Still not seeing any of that. So there's still no real fear in the markets at all. Apple on a 60-minute did come up again today and then roll over. So only natural that it would start to do that. 225, perfectly logical place to hit overhead resistance. And look how it hit it to the penny. To the penny, 225. So for those of you that were still in this thing to the long side, you've been doing very well on this trade. One of my students was in over 204, managed to get all the way back up here into this area before he took profit. So a very good trade for him. A lot of you that have been following along, might even still be in this trade. And I would continue to watch Apple as we push forward. As you can see, this little head and shoulders thing we were watching here pretty much dissolved at this point. I can't really consider that to be a head and shoulders anymore. I will still consider this 190 level, though, to be very, very, very strong support on the way back down. Eventually, Apple will have to come back to earth. Whether or not it makes this level, I don't know, but any break below this is certainly more ominous for Apple. Be watching it closely up in this area as well. It's only Tuesday. This could go any direction. Now, Apple is an unexplored territory, guys. I mean, the sky's the limit. I'm here in 270, 280. Sure, why not? Who knows? We don't know where it's going to stop. Big money will have to make that decision for us, and then we'll just have to be ready for it. So we'll see where Apple eventually stops up here. 225 could be the high, but it's anybody's guess at this point, guys. Really, there's no overhead resistance to talk about on Apple. AIRM just still in a pullback here, not going anywhere, trying its best to get up and over this area. So up and over 28. If you're in it to the long side, I'd say stay with it, see what happens. If the markets turn south, I'd be out below 2750. Do not stay long below 2750. AMTD still continuing its march upwards, up another 1.89% today. For those of you that might have taken it up and over this break here, that was the more aggressive entry, but you can see those pay off in certain cases. In this case, I really like this setup. Just loved it, actually, and it's paying off very well. Anything up and over the 200 is also a good entry as well. So chances to make money on that. CVX on a 60-minute. Looks like it's pulling back a little bit today. Hanging out below this 50-day moving average. However, staying up close to it, which is bullish behavior. Putting in little dojis up here, hanging tough. Still watching for a break up and over 75. I would still take a long entry on this one over 75, but man, you know what? Instead of swing trading it, I'd be looking to intraday trade it based on what the markets do. I don't really want to be playing this one long if the markets are falling on us, so I'd be very careful there. FAS on a 60-minute, up 64 cents today. Had a good push at the beginning of the day, but you can see very difficult to trade this. Up, back down. I don't know. Once again, just no real setups for me in FAS. FAZ starting to kind of push itself back up here. You can see it coming back to this 20-period moving average, but once again, guys, I don't see any real trades on FAS, FAZ. Nothing down here that really tells me go long on this thing. Once again, if you're playing this FAZ to the long side, you're just guessing. You're just gambling. Go to Vegas, have a lot more fun. Put it all on red, spin the wheel, hope for the best. You're just guessing at this point. I want to see it get back up and over 16 bucks and ultimately up into this area before I start looking at a more sizable long trade in FAZ. All right, that's really it, guys. Not much to talk about today. Movement was more of the same, and that's a little bit up, a little bit down. Yesterday it was absolutely no trading to do on the indices. Today, yeah, if you caught it early in the morning, great, but you have to intraday trade this right now. You can see the market pulled it back in the afternoon. We came back to almost break even on everything but the NASDAQ. It stayed up pretty strong. But you just have to be very, very careful playing anything to the long side. I'm not looking to hold anything long overnight. I'm looking for intraday trades to the long side. So I'm not against playing things to the long side. I would be very careful playing things to the long side and holding overnight. That's the best advice I can give you while we continue this week. Watch carefully as we proceed forward. Watch for these different lower levels to be broken. 10,500 and ultimately 10,400 on the Dow. 1130-ish on the SPX, and 1860. I'd like to see the NASDAQ way down below that. That might be the last one to kind of give in if it starts to crash here. And I will see you guys again tomorrow night. Be very careful with your trading. Treat it like an options expiration week and just trade smaller position sizes. Get in and out. Be done by the end of the day. Call it good and just wait for better entries as we move forward. Don't push it. You're just looking to get your hand slapped. I will see you again tomorrow night. Bye.